In this video, I discuss solutions for insulin problems and exercise as the solution, as well as eating well, which we discussed in the previous video. This leads to a healthy outcome. If we don't have the proper exercise, diet, and supplementation, then we may end up with diabetes, heart disease, stroke, or dementia. So I'll talk about the cycle of exercise and insulin today. So it starts with a lack of resistance exercise. Resistance exercise meaning building muscle. So if we do that, we don't have resistance exercise, then we end up with decreased muscle mass, and that leads to increased weight gain, and typically abdominal weight gain. Looking over at insulin again, if we have increased insulin, the purpose of that is to move that glucose into the muscle, liver, and fat. If over the long term, though, that doesn't work so well. We start to get insulin resistance where the fat, liver, and muscle no longer respond normally. That leads to decreased muscle protein production, which is another way we have decreased muscle mass, ultimately leading to abdominal weight gain again and feeding back into the cycle of insulin resistance. Another effect of increased insulin is glucose going into fat cells being in the abdomen, leading to abdominal weight gain, and that then feeding up into inflammation. The fat cells actually are inflammatory in their effect. They're not just a storage organ. And another time we'll talk about all the cascade of effects from inflammation. So this is one way you can help prevent it. So another consequence of high insulin, going through this insulin resistance, and if the insulin resistance is long-term, that leads to the pancreas being overwhelmed, and ultimately it's ending its production of insulin, decreasing or ending production of insulin, which means glucose goes up naturally, and that is what we call diabetes. Another consequence of high insulin, leading to fat, abdominal weight gain, and increased abdominal weight gain. This visceral fat causes a increase in leptin. Leptin is good, but over the long term, just like with insulin, it can cause leptin resistance. The tissues no longer respond, and then you have cravings that are out of control because even though you have plenty of food, the leptin doesn't work anymore, and we still want more food. So what do we do about this? Well, for a decreased insulin, obviously there are insulin injections. But there's natural solutions too. So what do we do before we get to that point of failure where we have to have the medication? So that's where we look at these lifestyle changes. And there are many, and that's the encouraging thing about it. You can do lots of things for this. So eating well in a way that's regulating your blood sugar, in a way that's nutrient dense, in a way that has quality proteins and fats. No toxic habits, that would mean not bad foods and not other excess alcohol or smoking or other things like that. Increased exercise and proper exercise, as well as good sleep and good emotions. I'll give you links to some programs, more details, some videos, and some programs that can help you with each of these things. There's so much you can do. Proper supplementation, so once you have those other things doing as well as you can, reasonably well, then supplementation is good to add on top of that. There's good testing to determine exactly which nutrients you're uniquely deficient in, and I'll give you a link to some information about that. And then when it comes to muscle protein, so having a proper diet, having enough protein. You don't need an excess of protein, but you need enough, and quality protein. That helps you to build muscle, and then of course you need the exercise added on top of that to build muscle as well, and the proper exercise. Again, I'll give you links below to some exercise programs that are both safe and effective. So I hope this has been interesting and helpful. Start to apply these things. Look at follow the links that I've given you below. And I hope you have a wonderful day. This is Dr. Hobbs signing off, Synergy Chiropractic and Natural Health. Have a great day. My God bless you.